Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Carl back at it again. New video, same grind, you already know. I hope y'all doing well on this Friday afternoon and ready to grind art because oh shit. uh, I hope y'all ready to grind the art because like always, I'm ready. So, yeah, today is part 11, if I'm not mistaken, of the not daily art grind, but the pre-animation school training art. Man, I'm messing up everything today. Well, I barely woke up I woke up like a couple minutes ago, and I was like, you know what? Let me start doing a video right now. So yeah, and so today is part 11 of the pre-animation training arc, and so we're gonna continue with the training sessions and everything. And also, tell me if you like the new layout for the videos. If you don't like it, I'll adjust it to make it better or more comfortable for you guys to watch the videos, because I'm trying to try to be a bit more brandy and try to bring back some Twitch elements in my videos, like the layouts and everything. The Twitch layout is a bit too full of things, like it's good for the streams because it keep tracks of everything, like the music and the sub, but for a YouTube video you don't need all that. So I just I just have the bare minimum for this video. But anyway, so for today we're gonna do some observation and tracing practice today. So more observation, and I say tracing because we're gonna trace over objects. We're not gonna draw the reference from by observing it, but we're gonna trace on it. And the goal for this practice is to learn how to simplify objects and the anatomy to simple shapes, simple forms in order so we can draw them ourselves with those simple forms. And we're gonna do that by tracing over the references that I picked today, and I'm gonna put the reference on screen as well. So it's not at the edit, just literally on the canvas, because I'm gonna trace on it so you'll be able to see what I'm tracing over. And also, the exercise help you learn how to draw different things separately. For today, I decided to focus more on drawing shoes and chairs, because yes, I know how to draw a chair, but do I really know how to draw a chair? Do I know how to break down to simple shapes, simple forms to make it look like a legit chair? And same thing for the shoes. I mean, I know how to draw shoes. I've drawn a lot of shoes for my characters over the years, and I've come to a simple shape, simple form on how I want to simplify it. But I want to push it a bit further to have a more depth into it. And also, this tracing exercise is not just tracing the contour of it. We're gonna draw detect the different planes of the object, of the shoes and everything. Same thing for the human anatomy. We're gonna for the human anatomy is a bit more simplified than the objects. Objects, like, it's really like a breakdown of multiple planes, multiple forms, and the body have that as well, but you can really simplify to a simple cylinder, a box. Well, a box, I guess there's multiple planes, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. But first, before we even do that, I'm gonna do a quick warm-up. So it's gonna be a time lapse like I always. So I'm gonna do a 10 minutes warm-up where I'm gonna draw freehand some shapes of form with the cross contours to show the different planes of the forms and to give more depth into it. So you might as well do a warm-up as well with me. And will it be a time lapse? I don't know, because it's only 10 minutes. So, well, first 10 minutes of video doing a warm up, I don't think it's gonna be a good thing. So yeah, gotta make it a time lapse. So I'll be right back once I'm ready with it. Once I'm done with it, I mean. Right, so the warm-up is done. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. You just draw forms you together, and then you do some cross control by adding lines inside the shape to show the different planes. And whatever you did here in this warm-up is gonna make you ready to do the next exercise, which is to apply the same knowledge but on different objects. So I'm gonna do the first one live. If you guys, then after that's gonna be a time lapse just to show you an example. Just gonna organize myself. Layer, object, and yeah, I'm gonna bring in a reference. So today we're gonna do objects. We're gonna do a lot of shoes, a lot of chair, and also we're gonna do some anatomy part. So with this shoe over here. So yeah, it's pretty simple honestly. Like the first time you do it, and you might not do it as well as you wanted as you thought, but with time, you know, as you do the practice more, you're gonna be comfortable by doing this exercise. So it's pretty simple really. At first, what I was doing is the first step that I'm gonna show you. So at first I was just doing the contour. Let me just start the timer. Right, so at first I was just doing the contour like this, which is what you want to start with, you know, the contour of the object. But you don't want to stay just with the contour, because you're gonna see after that once you finish doing the contour of the object, it's just gonna look like a silhouette. The silhouette is good to know the shape language, or to see the general shape language of the object or the human body, so you have a better idea of what shape you want to use to start. Then you have to build on the shape to make form, to give depth. So yeah, before I will stop at this is a good silhouette, you know, that you can, like, if I show this to someone, they can tell this is a shoe, right? But now we're gonna add more depth into it. So now we're gonna start to look at different part of the shoe here. Like there's this part of it here that I can see. Of course, you don't have to be perfect with your tracing. Well, try to be at least close to where the, you know, following the whatever you're tracing on. Try to be as close to it. This here, even though it's really thin. But yeah, there's this part as well. Also, if you want to add a bit more not challenge, because it's not really challenging, but well, it can be challenging depending on if you're used to do that. You can play with your line variation as well. You can practice your line variation by doing this. All right, so now I close this. Now there's a bit more. There's something going on. Now we can tell that there's depth into it, but we're gonna add even more. So what you can do is that you can try to separate the different shape that make the shoe if you want to, or the object, but the big shape, not the small ones, you know, like don't waste your time doing everything. And also see, I only did the contour right, but in reality the shoe has this thing going on. So now you can tell there's a hole to put the foot in, you know, like earlier we can tell it was a shoe, but by the silhouette. But if we're gonna add more information to it, so yeah, so just the big shape, you know, like this is one big shape you can add if you want to. There's another one actually, you know what, let me redo this line here. And surprisingly, you want to do the laces as well, because the laces have depth, they have form, they're just organic forms that you want to, something like this, you know. And of course I'm going to erase the line here, this is going over it. And also for all exercises I've been doing, actually, like this is something I want to point out. I'm pretty sure I said that like earlier in the first few parts or episodes of the pre-animation school training arc, is that the goal of those practices is not to do you want to do a lot, but you want to do a lot of good quality studies. Like there's no need to rush over those things. Like, yes, it's a simple exercise. You're like, oh yeah, there's not a lot that requires me, but it doesn't require me a lot of thinking. Well, it requires you thinking, but not as much as if you were drawing something from scratch, because you're tracing over something. But you want to use that practice where you don't use a lot of your thinking to create something, to be able to analyze what you're tracing over, because later on those information that you're analyzing, observing, not information that you're observing, but everything that you're observing right now is gonna help you later on to draw things from scratch. You'll be able to draw a shoe from scratch now. You might simplify it. You're like, oh yeah, I remember I drew all those laces before, and yeah, I think it's too much information. I want to simplify it. So you're gonna simplify it with 2 laces, 3 laces, and all this stuff. That's how you make that's how you simplify or cartoonize things. It's by looking at real stuff and then you simplify it with like minimum shape, minimum information as much as possible. Alright, so now we have break it down the shoe, so we're gonna add more depth into it. So now we're gonna do a cross contour. So the cross contours, like the lines that I've done on the shapes here, gonna do the same thing with the shoe. So here, this is where you wanna maybe think a bit further. You wanna focus a little bit more, because you wanna make it make sense. You wanna follow the perspective of the shoe, of the form. So I'm gonna start with this part of it here, like just the whole shape here. So if I take this shape by itself, it's an organic shape, so you're gonna see some curve in there. So you don't want to do a line like this, right? It doesn't make sense, it's curving. And to be fair, this information because I'm pretty sure like you wear shoes in your everyday life. You can tell that when you wear a shoe, it's curving on the top of your feet, right? And it's curving this way. And then we're not done yet. Yeah, I need more depth by doing this here. You see here, I changed my line, my line weight because I don't want to be confused with the contour. I want to really be able to see the difference between the contours and the different shapes that compose the shoe and the contours of the line. We'll do same thing here. Right, and this part is a bit more straighter than this part here, so you can draw straight lines. It's more like of a square shape. Alright, then for the laces, they're pretty much cylinders, organic shape. So you curved lines on top of it. Going this way. And also I did the line on the contour lines of the laces too thick. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Then we're gonna do something similar here. Actually, wait. This is supposed to curve like that. Because yeah, it's true. It's not ending straight. Well, it starts straight, but then curves. This is more accurate. Because yes, and the picture, because that's the problem with when you analyzing things from pictures reference, that if you're not aware that of the whole object on how it's supposed to look like, you will put everything on a flat plane, on a flat surface, you know, because that's what happens when you take a picture. Everything is on a picture plane. There's no depth. There's depth, but everything is bring forth to the picture plane, to the 2D surface, you know. But it's your job for you as an artist. It's your job for you as an artist to understand how the object or how the picture is composed, you know, like the actual form of the object, the depth of the object, or the character that you're drawing or observing, you know. It's like the shoe, you know, like it doesn't stop, like it's not a straight line, it's curving behind, you know, it's gonna go behind it. It's like a sphere, you know, like in the sphere, when you try to do when you try to make a circle a 3D shape, you're gonna do contour lines, you know, you curve the line like this, like I did here, right? But if you want to do the full, circle, the full sphere, no, it's curving back, you know, it's not like straight line and then it's curving again. No, it's not like this. It's really curving because there's a surface at the top and there's a surface at the bottom and on the side and everything. It's weird to say surface for round object because it's pretty much like a uniform surface, but technically speaking, there's surfaces on a sphere. But yeah, so it's the same thing here. Like it's a small detail that you might ignore, but it's gonna be really important to notice this. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing here. Achoo! Sorry. Okay, and now one line like this, and I think we should be good. And now if I close it, now we got a shoe. Now we got an actual 3D shoe, you know. And it's so satisfying. I don't guess, but for me it's very satisfying when I look at this. We're like, yo, that's a real breakdown. That's a good breakdown. And we're gonna do the same thing for the human body later on. But I'm gonna continue on my own. You know, I'm gonna put a time lapse with some good music in the background so you guys can focus into your own thing as well while watching me. And yeah, so I'll be right back after the time lapse. go. So that's it for the object practice. Oops, I had to do that, but yeah, oh man, it's so satisfying once you finish this. I gotta curve this part of it even more. Well, it's alright, but I could have curved it even more. And yeah, so that's it for the object practice, object breakdown. So we're gonna do the same thing, but on human body parts. So I'm going the head, torso, arms, legs, everything that you want. And also, if you want to push this practice even further, try to redraw those objects or those body parts that you're gonna do after the practice from memory. Try to draw it from imagination. Try to actually draw like this example. We want to redraw this chair, but with the exact same shape, the exact same depth, perspective, and everything, and see how well you understand it, how well you capture the information. And the reason why you probably want to do that, you don't have to, but if you want to if you do it, it's gonna really help you in the long term, because you want to be able to draw those objects, those everyday objects from on a get-go, from imagination, because you don't have to always, like, there's nothing wrong to look for references, but at some point, when you're in a production or you're working on a project, you want to optimize the amount of time that you spend on doing a said project, so there's certain things that you want to be able to draw on the fly without looking at references, except unless it's something really complex, like you have to draw a Gundam mech or whatever, yes, you're gonna look at references on how to draw that said mech or a Gundam, because there's a lot of details to remember, but eventually with time you're gonna remember how to draw things. But something simple as a chair, some simple fruits or shoes, gloves, or all this stuff, you might maybe want to have a reference of the design of that chair or something like that, but you want to be able to draw like the basic idea of it, like those sample shapes, sample form, to place it in a scene, or when you want to model it in a 3D program, so it's gonna save you time by remembering those things. You want to have a good image bank in your brain, in your mind, that you can pick up something like, oh yeah, I remember, I draw a chair, I remember this chair design, let me draw it and let me tweak it to my liking, like let me add, I don't know, like some cat ears on the chair because you want to do a cat themed chair or whatever, something like that. So yeah, so like I said, if you want to push it even further, redraw the same chair or the shoes or whatever thing that you break down from memory, and add it. You don't have to draw the same cross contour and all the contour of the chair, but just draw the necessary elements to show that's a chair and that has depth to it, so yeah. Anyway, so now for the last part of the video, I'm gonna do the same exercise like I said, but this time I'm gonna draw with human body parts. So lately I've been breaking down the head, because this is the only part of the body that I don't break down. I've been breaking down the torso, the arms, the legs, the feet, the hands, but I never did the head because I didn't know how you could break down a head unless you're doing a head study, like with I forgot the method of how to draw the head. The one that show you all the different places of the head. I forgot the name. I'll put it in the video in the video if I remember it. But yeah, that was the only way I knew how to break down the head. But then I looked at some reference on Pinterest, and I saw, oh, okay, this is how you do cross contours on the head. It cross contours the rest of the human body. Well, for the rest of the human body was pretty simple, because I've been drawing the human body with simple shapes and forms a lot of time, but the head I just use a sphere and that's it. I never done anything cross contour like that. And yeah, but then I figured it out, and I've been doing this a lot of lately, and I'm gonna do some of it today. The first one, do I do it live? Nah, we're gonna jump straight into a time lapse. So yeah, so like I always, take your paper, your pen, tablet, whatever you need to draw. Keep grinding with us, with me. I'm talking like as if I was Venom. We are Venom. But anyway, we're gonna do a time lapse and we'll be right back. we're done for today. So this is what it looks like when you break down the anatomy. For the torso, I still need to work on it a little bit because I don't know if I'm doing what I'm doing is wrong, and I don't know if I'm doing is what I'm doing is right, you know. But for the head, I figure it out because, you know, I found a reference of someone studies on how they did the breakdown of the face, and since I've been doing this, it makes a lot more sense when I'm drawing it, when I'm breaking it down, you know. It's pretty much like the same as the study that I forgot how it's called, but you guys know because I put it in the edit once I remembered. But yeah, as the main thing that you want to break down the face is really like the different planes of the face, you know, the front view, the side, and all this stuff. And you get that by doing the contour lines. When, as you can see, like the planes are gonna be different, you know, like when you contour the face, you do a proper curve like this, or proper curve. Mine is not proper curved, but you get what I mean, you know, because your face is going, you know, well, going from the back to the front, or the front to the back, but you get what I mean, you know. It's curving, it's like a sphere, but not a full sphere. And also you have to take notes of the in the eyes, you know, this part over here, because you know, this part is hollow here. It's not it's not it's not all of your eyeball. It's really like hollow, and you will know those things by studying the the head anatomy, just studying the skull and everything. You'll know those things. So when you're going to do the breakdown on the superficial level, meaning just the surface of the face, you'll be able to know where to put the hollow part, the part that got the muscle, the bony part, and all this stuff. And another thing, also, if you want to make your practice more easier for you, as you can see, all my characters add hair, you know. But if you have a difficult time to draw the skull properly, like, you know, the top of the skull properly, I'll advise you that for the beginning, study people portions that are bald, you know, women and men. You know, there's bald women and bald men, so you can study both of them. And, you know, just get used to draw the full cranium, because since the bald people doesn't have hair, it's easier to see the full cranium. But people who got hair, you gotta, you know, you gotta guess. Well, at first you gotta guess, but eventually you gotta know where the cranium's gonna be. And it's been a long time that I've been studying how to draw the head and how to put the hair over the head, so it's easier for me to know where the skull, the cranium stop approximately, you know. I might be off a little, I might be a bit too high, a bit too low, but it's about where it is. But yeah, if you have a difficulty to draw the full cranium, study people who's just bald. It's gonna be easier for you, and then over time start to study people with hair and try to approximately guess where the cranium stop in the hair, because as you know, or if you don't know, the hair as volume is not like flat on the hair, so you want to leave some space between where the hair ends and the hair start. Like the hair maybe start about here, you know. Hair start here and then it stop there, you know. That's the full layer, because you got volume in your hair. Unless you got braids or anything like that, it's gonna be pretty close to the cranium. But yeah, so yeah, so that's about it for today's practice. I hope you guys made some progress in your own grind, if you've been doing art or anything else, you know. Because as I always said, don't watch those videos and do nothing and just watch me draw. Do your own thing. Have this video in the background, listening to the good music that I'm putting there. Hopefully those are good music, or hopefully you like the music that I'm putting on the videos. And yeah, and I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend, and like always, you know, subscribe and like the video so people can see more of those practices, so they can help them progress in their own art journey, or to orient them to know how to study to become better at the art. Man, I really love this face that I've done here, the breakdown of this face here. I really like it. But yeah, that's at the pop. So yeah, I'll let you guys go. Like always, keep grinding, take some break, and don't slack. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. All right, peace.